Hi, welcome to this video day, 1st of August. It's Thursday at 6 p.m. GMT. But just going to be looking at what we consider to be some really great opportunities in the markets right now. Quite a few charts to look at. We're going to take a look at them shortly. Now, I also want to talk a little bit about the most profitable trading strategies to use in Forex. And we get asked this question every week. Now, in terms of, there are many different ways, of course, of making money. But if you were to look at nearly every top trader in the world today, they will all use some sort of sentiment or fundamental analysis to help them get trading ideas and help them manage trades, even if they use technicals. Now, most retail traders want to be technical analysts, but technical analysis has got severe limitations, particularly if you're trying to hold big trends. You know what the big money's doing behind the market. So you're very often tempted to bank early and move your stop too close. You don't need to do anything complicated when you're using fundamental and sentiment analysis. We keep it very simple. Just use some checklists. Anyone can use the checklist. It doesn't require you have any economic background or anything like that, or background in statistics. Simple stuff, but it's highly effective. Now, we'll discuss a little bit more about checklists as we go through the video. Now, we are going to go and take a look at the charts, but just before we do so, please do keep in mind, it is my view as of this moment in time. It can change in line with the market conditions. If you want all our trading techniques, our daily technical and sentiment analysis of 14 Forex pairs, you can click on the link beneath this video, get live access to our member center. Now, I'm going to be doing my PM update in the member center in a moment, so I'm just going to use the charts from there. So what we'll do now is we'll go and take a look at some trade setups. Our member center, just very quickly before we go and look at some trade setups, I'm just going to explain to new viewers how we do our analysis. If you're already familiar with how we do it, you can skip forward the next 2 or 3 minutes. Now, we're only going to use daily charts. That is the time frame that we trade off. We do not use any lower time frames at all. We consider that trading noise. We do not want lots of lines on our charts. We're going to use very few levels of support and resistance. We only want big levels that matter to key institutions, or there's going to be big order flow around those levels. Okay. Now, in relation to this, we'll look at weekly charts, see if they back up the daily charts. If they do, the levels are more valid for us. We'll also do a study of sentiment and the fundamentals. Now, in terms of our favorite tool for studying sentiment, it's totally free. It's CFTC Net Traders Positions. So I would urge anyone who hasn't used it to go and research. It's a fantastic tool and it gets nearly all our big trends. And we're not really interested in moves of less than 300 pips. Okay. We want ideally 300, 500 or more. And we have been getting some of those sorts of trends, and you won't get them technically. Okay. You'll only get them if you study sentiment, know where the big money is behind the chart. So the CFTC Net Traders Position, just in brief, it just tells you what smart money commercial hedgers are doing against speculators. When the groups go against each other, we will normally go with the commercials, the smart money. And we do some basic fundamental analysis and checklists, as I said on the intro to the video. In terms of price action, how often do we look at it? Just twice a day. So it's very much set and forget trading. Now, what we are going to do is we are going to go and look at some trade setups. And we're going to start, first of all, with the major Forex pairs. We're on our first currency pair, which is Euro USD. Now, in terms of the euro, we've done plenty of videos on it over the last few weeks, just saying how bearish we are of the euro. We think it's going a long way to the downside. And since we came in, it's fallen quite nicely this morning, just around 300 pips plus in profit. Okay, I'll take a look at the chart this evening so we can have a look at it in a moment. But in terms of fundamentals and sentiment behind the chart, we will do a simple checklist in terms of the fundamentals. It's got 4 points on it. In terms of this pair, which currency does the interest rate outlook favor? It's the USD, and it's clearly the USD. Okay. Domestic economies, which is doing better? Well, the US economy is doing way better than Eurozone. It's just clear from the data when you look at it. Okay, so you got 2 points in favour of the USD. Third point we look at is the potential impact of trading partners. Eurozone much more export orientated than the US, and they've got big exports, or big export market is China. We know that's slowing up quickly. Impact on Eurozone. US economy much more insecure. 70% of GDP comes from the consumer in the US. So in terms of trading partners, US dollar is going to suffer less. So that's 3 points in its favour. Then the fourth point we look at is the personality of the currency in terms of various factors. But at the minute, we're really looking at safe currencies and risk currencies. And what I mean by that is the US dollar is the second safest currency after the Japanese yen. And yeah, if you've got risk on in the markets, the risk currency should do better than the safe. Well, the euro is not doing better than the USD. If we move the risk off, that's even going to favour the USD even more, isn't it? So checklist comes out totally in favour of the euro. And then we'll look at the sentiment behind the chart. And on the COT net traders positions, smart money commercial hedgers have got rid of their euro long positions at a rapid rate. And the euro has fallen nicely. Now, in terms of where we are now, we've snapped the 111 level, which we thought could give way in our last video, and it now has given way. And we now expect this level to hold in terms of rallies. It might get a little bit the other side. It's around numbers. You get a lot of turbulence around round numbers. But yeah, prices should top out into this level in our view. But we don't want to stop behind that level because that's where most traders or retail traders are going to put their stops. So institutions might run the price to take the stops. We don't want to be caught with a stop behind an obvious level. That's an obvious level for the retail trader. We'll go one level back behind this cluster of candles here, and you can see stop is at 111.70. So just back here, okay? So hopefully that'll help us stay with the longer term trend, which we think is now down. You can see my target's 108, then 104.50, maybe even par. So that'll be 1,000 pips from where we are now. Okay, so far it's only 300. The carry is on our side, and there could be a lot more profit to come. That's our view. Those big fundamentals I mentioned, they're not going to turn around quickly. I'm not looking at individual bits of data. I'm not interested in one report. I want the big picture, clearly in favour of the USD. Another thing we like to do, which regular viewers will know, is take 50% of our profit when we've got enough. Yeah. When it came down here and held 111, we took 50% off the table, and then we could sell a rally. If it did rally, it didn't, to where we wanted it to, get back in at a better price, or we can sell the break lower. So in the end, we came in on the break lower. Okay. It's always good to do that because you can leave your stop a bit further back because you know you've banked half your profit. You've always got the opportunity to put that 50% bank back in the market as well. It makes it much easier to hold big trends. Another checklist we do is looking at correlations, and we know there's a good number of currencies correlated with the euro proxies, like Norwegian krona, Swedish krona, Czech krona, Polish zloty, and we know that they're more risky than the euro. So if the euro goes down, the proxies should go down quicker. So if you're bearish of the euro, you can look at selling the proxies as well. And we've sold a good amount of proxies and great trades for us so far. We'll go and take a look at them in a moment. So we haven't done anything complicated, okay? It's all pretty simple stuff, and our technicals are obviously very simple. Now, moving on to the next pair. This pair is the pair that we haven't done well in, which is the British pound. And you can see the pound has just been really sold off hard, much harder than I thought it would get sold off. And this is our losing currency. We've got good winners, but this is our loser. But yeah, we are normally, well, near enough all the time, actually, sorry, we're interested in the expected payout against the risk. This pair here has got well over 5 to 1 in terms of risk to reward. So from our perspective, we can get it wrong 4 times win one trade and break even. Obviously, we're hoping to do better than that, but I have had two losers in quick succession on this pair, so I don't want another one, really. But yeah, I'd be very confident that yeah, the pound will turn up. It's just so deeply oversold. I've done videos on the pound. It's at a bearish extreme. No one thinks it's going to rally. Very often that is when you get a really big rally. Too many speculators short. And we're trading with a tight stop just back here. And she comes back up through the high. I think we're going to get some really good upside. So this one's really, yeah, focusing on expected payouts. And when you focus on expected payouts and you've got like a 5-to-1, you're quite prepared to get stopped out because your risk is so small against your reward. Now, if we would look at the currency pairs tonight, sorry, I didn't look at the Euro USD earlier. I can see if I need to make any changes. I don't. The Euro's come back a bit, but it was a bit oversold. It's got to take out 111, then get through that level to get our stop. I just do not think it can do it. GBP USD, we did have the Bank of England since I did my report earlier on today. See, it's come down to 120.85. Now it's coming back up. I just got a feeling it's going to spring, and you'll see on our stop, we'll put it at 120.60 because we were kind of expecting it might go through the round number. So we're normally 30 pips back, at least from the round number, to stay out in the way of the turbulence, so to speak. So as someone said to me about the GBP, not your finest hour in recent weeks. It hasn't been, but we'll see how that one goes. Here's a currency that we're very bearish of. AUD USD. It's just under 300 pips this morning in profit. AUD is a real risk currency, okay? Interest rates favour the US dollar. Obviously, US dollar is a safe currency. US economy way better than Australia's. And if you look at export partners, China is Australia's major export partner. Yeah, the slow up there is just going to impact so much on the AUD. So again, yeah, the checklist for us will come out in favour of the dollar. In terms of COT net trade position, there are no real clues, but yeah, commercials have been selling a small amount of the Aussie, but just relying really on our own fundamental analysis here. And what we often like is if you get a rally like this and you stall before a round number, just sell it if it can't get through the round number. I'll do a bit more round number, how would I put it, examples. But a nice move down so far. I don't know what it's doing this evening. Can't imagine it's doing too much, but let's have a look. Not doing much at all, is it? We'll stick with our view, and we're looking for 60. So another 800 pips from where we are now. Okay. This is a currency I'm getting really interested in, which is the JPY. And in terms of the JPY, I just think it's going to start a major move to the upside, okay? And, not so much maybe on the USD, or the move might not be as big, but on some of the other currencies like the Euro commodity currencies, which we'll look at in a moment, the yen is going to do well. It's the number one safe haven currency. It's got big money flow in its favour. It's it's not going down significantly in risk on, and I think we're getting risk off. So bullish of the yen. This one underwater this morning by 30 pips. I wonder what it's doing this evening. Probably not too much. It's not doing too much at all. It's down a bit in our favour. So, okay, we're back. Minor profit. 108. What is it? 108.26. We're 108.80. So it's neither here nor there. But it's come off resistance as we kind of expected. And yen. We'll look at some other pairs at the moment. Just so bullish. Now, moving to the next pair. This is the most overbought currency of the majors. And in terms of another checklist we'll do, is we're always looking for the most overbought and oversold currency and looking maybe to go against what the majority think. A lot of people Majority think the CAD is going to remain strong. Our view is no. If you look at the fall in the US dollar down here, we know in the COT net traders positions, the commercials basically got rid of all their shorts here and went long. The speculators were long and got hurt here. They've gone short. So we can come in long. And basically what you see is, it's kind of a choppy move higher. 132.15 against 130.45 in. So what's that, 150 plus pips? Not a lot yet, but the checklist on this one is in favor of the USD. Okay, just like it was with AUD USD, obviously both commodity currencies. Let's see what it's doing this evening. Not too much. It's off its highs, but from our perspective, just going a lot higher. And also with the commodity currencies, and I'm basically bearish the commodity currencies on all the safe currencies. The global economy is slowing up. We could move to risk off. That's going to hurt them. In terms of commodity prices, if the global economy is slowing up, what's going to happen? There's going to be less demand for commodities, and commodity currencies will go down. I know it's all kind of fairly simple stuff I'm saying here, but if you have all these checklists, you can just grade your currencies, do the 4-point checklist, look at what I would call intermarket checklists. So I will have my eye on the price of crude oil in relation to the CAD. If I'm looking at the Aussie dollar, I'll be looking at iron ore and coal, okay, because that's the major exports of Australia. So you can see in terms of the technicals, just not really doing anything complicated. The fundamental sentiment behind the chart are really helping us keep those technicals simple. One thing we do like, if we're bullish, or if we're bullish a pair, we like to see the 20-day moving average snap. Very often it will hold in strong trends like it does here. But then when it snaps, if you're bullish, that's a really good sign, because then you're going to expect it to provide support. Bang, down there on that tail, but look, the 20 is holding and then we're off. So in trail our stop behind there. This sort of way of trading works well when you've got really strong trends, i.e. using that 20-day moving average, and you can use it as resistance, not resistance. If you're looking to sell, you can use it as resistance. It kind of acts as another trend line for us. Right, so they're the majors. They're all doing okay with the exception of the British pound. But like I said, I think British pound will have a good move, and the expected payout against risk is really, really good. Let's go and now look at some cross pairs. All right, first cross we're going to look at. We'll look at some more majors in a moment, but in terms of this cross, it is a Euro JPY, and we are just so bearish of this pair. And you did have a bit of a nice move down, a bit of choppy sideways. Now we're breaking lower. It is a very choppy chart, okay? But behind the chart, sentiment, fundamentals. Fundamentals just favour the yen going forward. And the euro, we just think, going down on every safe currency. So the yen, obviously, the number one safe haven. Not much out of this one yet, though. 122.50 in. This morning we're at well, actually, it's not so bad, is it? 120.49, so it's 200 pips. First level of resistance, a round number. See the 20-day moving average there. Back behind that second level. I got the stop pretty tight to lock in a little bit of profit. But if I stopped out, probably go for it again. I got 115.50 as the first downside target, but I'm really looking for 100 longer term. Euro, just to sell on all the safe currencies. And this one, looking for it long term to do really well. Next pair, I'm going to look at another GBP pair actually. This is Euro GBP. And this is one we did get stopped out when we got that big move up. But we're short again now. And what we like is when you get a big move like that, you come outside of the outer Bollinger Band. You don't normally stay out for that long, come back in, gone short. On this trade, not really any change at all. But the pound just so oversold everywhere. Okay. In terms of how those, or the two pairs I just looked at, are doing tonight, let's have a look at Euro JPY. See, she's moving quite nicely now. And this is one of the reasons I only like to look at charts twice a day. You look at them too often, they just put you off, and you do things that possibly you shouldn't. You get caught up in, the shorter term. So it's a nice red candle there. What about Euro GBP? No change. But both pairs look okay at this moment in time. And here is a pair that I featured in a few videos, and just saying, if I do my checklist, okay, everything favours the CAD over the AUD. The CAD is the safest of the commodity currencies, best interest rate outlook, best economy, and basically its major trader partner is the US. Well, that's doing way better than China and Australia, and New Zealand as well, be exposed to China. And traditionally, the Canadian dollar is seen as a safer currency as well. So everything is in the CAD's favour. And we've been following this one down since it was up here. Okay, we stopped ourselves out a couple of times, but generally we just stayed with, the down move, so to speak. And again, in terms of this one, it's not bad, 93.30 to 90.55, so not far short of 300 pips. You're getting a bit of a rally this moment in time, a bit oversold, but you can see the way I've done my my resistance, round number. Yep, that's where I think prices should fade back to. As I've got my 20-day moving average, because I think it's going to be a really big move to the downside, stop back tucked behind that level. Where am I looking for it to go? Looking for it to go about another 1,000 pips to the downside longer term. Okay. So this move here was really about 600. So a lot more to come. And a lot of traders, when they see a big trend, think they've missed it. But this one, I'm just pretty confident longer term, going a long way to the downside. There's big fundamentals in favour of the CAD, will not be turning around anytime soon. Right, let's go and look at some other pairs. Just need to get my menu back. I'm going to go and look at these pairs here, which are the guest pairs, so to speak, which are lesser looked at pairs, which I feel offer good opportunities. Let me make my... Well, there's another GBP pair. Again, very oversold, but hammering out support. I've talked a bit about GBP already. Most of the pairs are kind of the same. If we can hold support and break up, long way to go to the upside. In terms of GBP, I like it on the commodity currencies, weak currencies. Okay, pound. If Brexit was not in the equation, you can't remove Brexit from the equation, but UK economy doing better, interest rate outlook is better, trading partners are better, etc. But Brexit kind of clouds the issue in this one. But pound is normally a safer currency than the commodity currencies, and I wouldn't be how would I put it? The GBP USD I think will rally, but the USD is a strong currency. Okay. The AUD, the other commodity currencies, are weaker than the USD, so the GBP should go up more. So just using a bit of grading, our exposure is in the more minor currencies in terms of trying long positions in the pound. This is the CAD JPY, and I just feel JPY is getting ready to move. It's pushing the euro down. It's fairly firm on the USD, but the commodity currency is going to get hammered in my view. And I like it because you get a nice rally up here. Stalls, get smart money, sell hard into the 83 round number. We can sell it. It's now come below the 20-day moving average. Looks kind of like it doesn't want to go higher. The volatility has dropped. You can see it on the Bollinger Bands. The volatility drops down, you very often get a big move. And what direction is it going to be in? Well, my own view is to the downside, as you can see from my position there, which is doing nothing really at this moment in time, just hanging around. I'm curious what it might be doing tonight. Let's have a look. CAD GBY. It's a nice red candle in our favour, which is good. So we'll hopefully see that continue. Now, here's a Euro proxy, and it's the Czech krona. And I just love the look of this currency from a long-term perspective. Okay, it's cut quite nicely for us. And, it hasn't even come back to the 20-day moving average yet. She has poked a little bit outside of this outer Bollinger Band. So we've moved the stop up. Okay, taken some profit off the table. And now we'll see where she goes. But I've got a feeling that second level of support, if we do come through first, should hold. People might say, why don't you take everything out and look to re-enter? If I'm really, really bullish, I want to keep something in the trade. And if you look at this pair, and I'll show you the weekly chart because it just looks so attractive. Let's have a look at the daily first. Still pretty firm, but look at the weekly. There. She's breaking above and outside of the channel. And I think she'll go all the way back to the highs. Now, if the euro continues its downtrend, the Czech krona, the euro proxies will probably go down quicker. So I really like the look of this, and it's done well so far. Okay. This isn't a currency, but it's gold. My own view on gold is basically if you're looking for a stronger USD, that's bearish for gold, and you've got a load of speculators long, so gold should go down. So it did get up there, and now it's coming down. It's broken support here, that 20-day moving average. I'm looking for follow through downside. Let's just see what it's doing tonight. Gold. It's trying to get back above that 20-day moving average, but personally I think it's going to fail. Just too many speculators are long. So we'll see what happens to that one. Now let's just finish up with some more USD pairs and also some yen pairs, which obviously we're really interested in. So I need to get my menu back, which I can do by doing that. And what do I want? What page? Sorry, I've gone blank. So get to this page, make my menu a bit bigger. Come to a Euro proxy, and I'm really liking the look of this. Have I got that big enough? Yeah, it's big enough. Sorry, line my chart up. If you look at that move, that's a really great move. I followed it from back here, and staying with these types of moves is hard. So, once you know the euro's going down, or in your view the euro's going down, then the USD should push the knockdown. You can stay with the big move, okay, and that is a big move. But the proxies, I think I said probably a little bit too often, just really like trading euro proxies. So that's a good one. Here is a pair. I wonder what actually that one's doing tonight. See if it carried on to the upside. Just haven't looked at. It's sort of exhausting a bit on the day, but it's still looking very firm. So I'm looking for this breakout point to hold. If we're stopped out, we'll have a decent profit. Now, in terms of low volatility to high volatility, this pair here, probably not a lot of people look at it, this USD CNH offshore spot Chinese one. We're very bearish of China, and it's like these tiny little candles, and now we're breaking out. Now we've gone long of this one. Look at the volatility, how low it is. I'm looking for a kind of explosive move to the upside. Now I've said that, it's probably gone down. Well, no, it actually hasn't done much at all. But yeah, for a small position, I quite like this pair. Let's go down and have a look at another pair. This pair here has got huge speculative shorts in it and a massive commercial long position. Not too far off a record, okay? And it's so choppy, but we're starting to base and move higher. And yeah, with the speculators so short, I just think they're going to get hit on stops. This could be a really big move to the upside. So I'm really liking the look of this pair. Let's have a look at what she's doing tonight. Not too much. Off the high, but still looking pretty firm. So it looks decent pair, but you'd only be involved in this pair. I wouldn't be involved in it if I was just a technical analyst. But knowing that the big smart money is long and speculators are short makes me very interested in this pair. Small position, volatile contract, but I think this one could firm up. Oh, what have we got next? There's another Euro proxy, the Hungarian Florent, which is doing quite nicely for us. Not quite a violent a move as the Czech Kroner and the NOK, but still a decent upside move. Well, we looked at AUD, USD, NZD, USD, same story really. It's this rally up here, stalled just like the Aussie into the round number, and we've just basically sold it. Not really too much out of this one. I've actually got my stop in the wrong place. For anyone who's a member, I shall change that. It should be actually 66.50. So it'll lock us a little bit of, just we won't get a loss if we're stopped out. It shouldn't be so far back. I will correct that. Sorry, just a mistake. I did the chart earlier, but again, I'm using a round number as first level resistance, second level resistance there. This 20-day will creep down if prices move up. Long way to go on the downside, in my view. Okay. Next pair. USD SEK, another Euro proxy, and probably the weakest longer term in our view, and another decent move to the upside. If it pulls back, it's a buy. Nothing good at the moment really going on in Sweden. Everything favours the US dollar. So bearish of that one. Which pair have I got next? Another Euro pair. This is one we've been following for a good while, although we've hopped in and out the trend a bit. From back up here in the commercial, smart money was really short. Came in, it's still short actually. Get bounces to the 20-day moving average, but they're not really taking it out significantly, and now we're coming off the 20-day again. It's not too volatile a contract, but from a long-term perspective, a good trend, and more downside to come. 108, 106. The euro, if it bounces on the USD, the yen, or the CHF, CHF another safe currency, just to sell in our view. So far lower prices expected. What have we got next? AUD JPY. I just think the yen, like I said earlier, I'm looking at CAD JPY, is just getting ready to really move strongly. Now, in terms of this pair, again, look at it here, into a round number stalling, then cracks to 20, now off to the downside. Still pretty low volatility. First level, again, a round number. Second level, I'm going to use stop behind the 20-day moving average. Actually, that's another stop I didn't bring down. I meant to bring that down to 75.80. I should correct that. But this one hasn't got emotion yet. But I've got a feeling it's going to be a big one. And you can see my target longer term, 60. We shall see how this one goes. Commodity currencies, like I've been saying, sell on the USD, sell on the yen as well. So this pair hasn't come to fruition yet, but pretty optimistic. Now, what else have we got? Let me just get my menu back and look at a few final pairs. So That's correct. I need to make it a bit bigger. Okay, so this one here, this is GBP CAD. Let's look at that for a trend. When it breaks down here, it takes ages to get back to the 20-day moving average. I wish I'd have sold it, but no, I didn't. Obviously, I've got a bullish stance. You've got 3 little candles now holding support. I just feel, yeah, you can see the risk to reward. Obviously, if my view comes to fruition, but pound getting ready for a big move. Yeah, from my perspective, I'll do a full video on the British pound at the weekend. Expected payout against the risk on any pound pair is really, really good. What else have we got? Looked at Czech krona earlier. There's another euro proxy. Off she goes to the upside. Really strong. And USD will continue. I just think USD's got far more upside on these proxies, but I said that earlier on. What else have we got? USD ZAR. That's the wrong date on that one. Need to correct that. Oh yes, pair I wanted to look at, NZDJPY. My apologies. In terms of NZDJPY, this one is starting to break down quite nicely. And through the 20, and we're now looking pretty weak. Stop back behind second level. Long way to go, 68, then 60. So all the commodity currencies on the yen look good. Let me just have a look at this one time. Just curious what it's doing. NZDJPY. No, it's not doing too much since this morning. I thought it might be doing a bit more. Last pair. There's another pair that we've generally had a short bias on for a good while. Similar to AUD CAD. CAD, the strongest of the commodity currencies. Did get a nice move down. Got stopped out. And then we've come back in at 87.70. So got up here, couldn't get through the round number. Came back in, sliced the 20, down, 87 round number should hold. And then the 20-day moving average, our stop is tucked in behind. Now, in terms of, yeah, obviously from what I've just been saying here, we really like the look of that yen. Okay. Yeah, on the euro and the commodity currencies. And yeah, USD looks good as well. And yeah, for me, yeah, there's a lot of people saying about the USD going down. It looks pretty strong to us. A really, yeah, decent economy compared to many others. Interest rate outlook still pretty good. Okay, the Fed cut yesterday, but you know, other central banks are cutting as well, and the USD is safe currency, so we like that. Obviously, the euro a sell at any opportunity on the safe currencies. GBP, I'm hoping to get a decent trade. Now, in terms of doing those or doing simple checklists, you know, it's worth doing. It's not difficult to do, and then you can just match things up with your technical. So, you know, the 4-point checklist, grade your currencies safe to risk, look at commodities, how they might impact as well. Look at correlations, you know. You know, the euro proxies being, you know, the big example I'll be giving in this video. And, yeah, a lot of people, you know, don't want to do simple fundamental and technical analysis, fundamental and sentiment analysis, but, you know, checklists, and they use COT let traders positions. Doesn't take long. And, you know, okay, in the British pound, we haven't done very well at all, but we've got plenty of big winners. And the pound, yeah, the risk against the reward was worth it to us. And I still think the British pound is going to have a major rally. We'll see. The pound gets moving to the upside. It'll be one of the biggest, fastest moves of the year, in our view. But that is the video for today. Thank you very much for watching me, as per usual. Take care. Have a good day.